it's a pretty big deal in college, is that when you guys are doing this, you're trying to. A lot of you guys are trying to do it from your hands and knees, which it's kind of hard for even me to show how to do it here. But we're not. You guys, like what we're watching, you guys aren't putting any pressure on his hips. You know, if I'm on my knees, a good guy is going to be bringing his hips up here, and then, you know, I'm losing that. You know, I can still do the same thing from here, but he's not broke down. So I want you guys to really focus on, you know, we broke the guy down. We were putting pressure. I'm on my toes this whole time here. You know, I'm pushing, and, you know, I'm trying to fight wrists. Come here. There's pressure here until I go to hook my leg. You know, there's a lot of pressure here. I can't do it effectively when I'm on my knees because his butt's going to be coming up and he's moving. You know, then we're in another battle. Okay? So first and foremost, we break our opponent down, and then we're putting pressure. So I have my right hip is in his left butt cheek here, and there's pressure there. He can't bring his butt up, you know. And then if he starts trying to push up with his hands, I'm controlling his hands here, and I'm putting pressure with my head on the back of his head. And if he's starting to come up with his hands, I'll maybe switch my pressure here. And then if he starts coming up with his hips, I'll switch here. Okay, but we have to keep this guy flat for that to work. So maybe that's what we may need to work on next, is keeping a guy flat. Once we get him broke down, keeping that guy flat. I have one foot off to the side here, you know, whatever side you want. You know, I'm controlling him, and I got pressure on his head, his hands, and his hips. Remember those 3 H's that keep coming up? We control that, we're going to win a match. Okay? So I got my head in the back of his head, keeping his head down. Because if his head's down, he's not coming up. Okay? My right hip is in his left butt cheek, here. Keeping pressure. And if he starts trying to come up, I don't want to necessarily control his wrists. I want to control his hands. Okay? This, you have more power. If you get a guy's wrist, you can roll it out. If you get a guy's hand, try to roll it out. You can't roll it out. I'm not only am I just holding it, I'm squeezing it. I'm taking all the pressure away. He has no strength when his fingers are all curled up like this. I control his hands. Okay? So here, and I'm riding him. I got pressure forward. If he goes to turn and bring his hip up like that, that's where I'm sliding this in here. And that's my leg right there. It's easy. Okay? So let's work on that. What's the 3 things we have to control? Correct. So again, whatever side you like to ride, that hip is going into his butt cheek. Pressure in with the hips. If he's trying to bring his hips up, I put pressure in there so he can't get up. He starts shifting to come and bring his hands up. I'm controlling those hands. As soon as it comes in, control those hands, keeping my forehead or the side of my head in the back of his head, and I'm on my toes this whole time, putting pressure. All right? You guys have any questions? Let's do it. And if the guy